This is episode 2.
Alright, cheers.
Cheers. Mei, how do you get people to do what's good for them?
Do people want to do what's good for them?
Do you do what's good for you?
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Thank you. Personally, I feel like I've got an internal algorithm, which is always doing a little like prioritization work. So I'm doing what's good for me, but I've convinced myself through my like own internal compass as to why and what and how this thing is going to be good for me.
How can you trust that that's calibrated?
My gut tells me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm still around.
Yeah.
She's still alive.
You know, the reason I ask, right, is we have an idealistic product. Right?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Tell me more.
So we create a app called MEOS, like Me Operating System. And to the point of this conversation, how do we do the things that are good for us? It's about me as an operating system. What do I care about? How can I prioritize myself? How can I make myself do what I want? So we've embedded a lot of design decisions in order to prioritize you.
Yeah. And maybe the question is not how do you make people do what's good for them, but why have they stopped doing what's good for them?
I think we have that like gut feel of like, I'm not doing the right thing right now. I'm being like a little bit waylaid.
Yeah.
And it's typically due to hijacking. Hijacking the limbic system.
Right, especially with technology, especially with like social media. That's why we've got blockers and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think of like the little scroll, like the scroll that we just kind of like default to. It was very fun back in the day, like when we started using these things, but now it feels like a little digital cigarette. It like
digital cigarette. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that hits real.
Yeah.
I suppose we do like that gut feeling. People are driven to delete social media. They're driven to listen to stupid conversations like this on the internet.
Rather than themselves. I think like it's a fascinating shift in relationship with social media to delete it entirely. You know, we gain so much. We do gain a lot of like intelligence and insight. You understand what's going on. It's kind of like talking about what happened at the game on the weekend. Like, let's talk about the newest meme.
Yeah.
Like, to remove yourself off of social media is ludicrous. It's part of what makes our community, but it also is literally engineered in order to take your attention and drain you.
I suppose there's a difference between conscious consumption versus unconscious consumption though, right? And what you're talking about where it's like good and how it can gain benefits, surely there's an element of you're conscious of that fact, perhaps. Maybe by being conscious or having a vaccination to your own mind. That
A vaccination to your own mind.
yeah. So if you've got just like how I guess being brought up on the internet, us two, we're a bit more resilient to ads.
They call that banner blindness.
Yeah, banner blindness. But it's not blindness for me. I'm just resilient to it a bit more. But now the advertising has changed a lot compared to the ads of the past. I really enjoy Instagram ads, to be honest. They're quite targeted. They're useful. They're great.
You know what? I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
This concept of targeting only could have come about due to the proliferation of AI.
Really?
I believe
It
so.
existed before that.
They were never this intelligent. Your feed really knows you, and it knows exactly what you want. Back in the day, we used to have just programmatic ads, and it was just trash.
Yeah, it's just gotten better. I wonder if it is AI, though. I don't think it is.
I'm pretty sure AI is a huge component to excellent advertising. I mean, like Google. Google is the ad platform. Meta is the ad platform.
Yeah.
And where did all of this like AI come from?
I suppose the reason why I'm not sure it's AI is because I'm such a technical nerd. I'm like, at what point is it using AI? At what point is it machine learning? And what point is it actual AI-inspired algorithms?
Okay, sorry. I think I do need to clarify. I think of it as machine learning or using embeddings. Potentially. I don't necessarily mean like a large language model, which is what most people colloquially would associate with AI. So thanks for bringing that up. Yeah.
What do you think is the difference between machine learning, AI, and LLMs? I have an answer, but I want to know what you think.
Okay.
I'm taking my jacket off for this one.
I think of AI as... So a large language model is the next token generation experience that we get, which has created this new user experience that is the chat application.
Natural language.
Natural language,
right? Like it's large language helps you get natural language interface. Is that what you mean?
I think of natural language as possibly something else.
Okay.
I'm not a machine learning expert,
the whole point,
so,
I actually asked this to everyone because I like to understand the definitions and people's definitions that they have of what their words are as I communicate to them. So there's no wrong answer here. We just need to know what your answers are.
I think that in terms of the large language model, it is typically like natural language.
Yeah.
But then there are other things like we have generative.
Multimodal.
Yes, we have multimodal, and you have like text to image, image to text.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily like natural language. That's image gen.
Yeah. I guess the technicality is that...
and it's generative too.
The technicality is that the large language model turns everything into its own language. But the point that you're making is that it's that next token generation.
Yeah.
That user interface.
Yeah.
Like, tell me about the moment that you first engaged with a large language model.
Oh, okay.
Where were you?
I was in a train. I think going from Scotland to London.
Oh, yes.
And
you were traveling.
Yes, I was. I had
no job.
I still don't have a job. It's been a while. This was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mei does have a job. It's just that we're not paying ourselves right now. Don't have a salary.
Yes.
Don't have a salary. You're getting wealthier, I hope.
There's definitely something accruing.
Yes.
If that is aging or it's my mind expanding.
So you were on a train from Scotland to London, London to Scotland.
From Scotland to London.
Scotland to London.
And I had I had just hung out with a lover.
Nice.
And it was a spicy event. Some people were hurt. Yes, it was spicy.
Consensually?
Everything was clean on my side.
Okay.
Okay, like the ramifications was like on him to deal with, but like she was very clean. Like I'm very, very clean. Anyway.
So you're saying there was a train wreck that occurred while you were on this train?
Yes, but you know what? He healed up.
He healed up.
Like a few months later, he was in a totally in a better life position, and I like to attribute myself to that success.
And this is exactly the sort of disruption that we would expect to be occurring around the point of first engaging with a large language model, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's very funny. It's not. Yeah, it wasn't benign, was it?
No.
So, as I said, it was a bit spicy, but my lover had access to, I think it was ChatGPT 3 at the time. And
3.5? Was it chat?
It was chat?
It was 3.5.
Okay, it was 3.5.
Yeah.
I was really out of it at the time. I did not really engage in technology, so I was such a Luddite. But he sent me this like chat log where he had just like prompted like, you know, Mei and X met on like a little tour guide, little like tour journey through Scotland, and these were a few of the details. And the way that ChatGPT expanded upon the very vague prompts that he gave us, it was basically on point. It was quite good at predicting our movements, specifically as human beings. And so that was really freaky.
Is it because like ChatGPT was trained on all of the romance novels and all of the like all the websites that I do still remember the domains to.
Good times, huh?
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
I don't still visit them, obviously I do.
Yeah. None of us do.
Obviously I do. Yeah.
So yeah, what came first, the website or us? And then next, did ChatGPT come first or us? So I'm just trying to say, like, yeah, I obviously went on these websites. Were my actions proliferated via these websites, and then ChatGPT knew that of all likelihood I would have gone through these particular actions with my lover.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
It's actually...
It's just kind of like a hype, whatever. Yeah,
I think it's a good question.
Yeah.
Because if I were to talk about AI, LLMs, and machine learning, that statement there is quite a useful thing to remember to actually comprehend and understand it. So a large language model is a machine learning model that is able to comprehend things as language, anything as language, and determine patterns within it. And I think of them as a lossy compression algorithm for language. And then the decompression is like you put a little key in and it like unlocks it. So it's like a database that's really like lossy.
Okay, so lossy means that it reduces in quality.
It's not exactly the same.
Okay. So it's like it's like memory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So its generation is like, suppose that you train something to be like, okay, make sure it absolutely perfectly reproduces this particular information and gets it out again. You need to have it bit for bit, byte for byte. That's not lossy, right? But then
it's
suppose
about integrity coming out the other side. Yeah.
But large language models, machine learning is all statistical. So large language models have looked up the entire corpus of existing human information and knowledge. So that answers your thing. What came first? You guys. Right? Us writing the stories, for sure. Then the large language model absorbs it and then finds patterns so that when you put something in it, it will auto-complete it out. I consider that as a lossy decompression. Right? So you put the input before, it's like, I'm actually going to go query into that world again and be like, I'm actually going to like go with that. And it's actually decompressing that information, which it originally compressed in the machine learning process. And it's come out. Now, you know, the moment for me when like I met and I told you this is big with AI was when I met 5.4, Microsoft 5.4. Where 5.4
this speaks volumes about you. The way you talk about models. I love it.
Thank you.
Yum.
So 5.4 being only 32 million parameters, so 32 billion parameters, sorry. And so it was able to produce such incredible like outputs of knowledge. I'm like, how the hell can we compress so much knowledge into this smaller area? And then what I actually got really excited about is that obviously when you make smaller and smaller models, you reduce the amount of size of it. You lose the ability to be able to reproduce the original. It's starting to become less of a compression algorithm and a decompression thing. And what's getting left over is that we're slowly... Ooh, that looks really good. Thank you. What's left over is then what has been like exciting me about the miniaturization and open source is that we are cracking the code of reason. And so in the process of creating large language models that are compressing, decompressing, and making them smaller and more efficient, within that process of the machine learning is emerging an algorithm that is intelligently able to traverse through these things and produce an output. And that's the artificial intelligence. So the artificial intelligence, I see it as something that has become emergent out of the game that we set up here and system that we've been able to produce.
So it's a form of like meta learning.
Yeah, and also the way I think of it is like, you know, in science, we've like, ideally in physics or whatever, you have your theory, you write your math, you test it against the real world, and you do that ideally as much ab initio as possible. Because otherwise, if you like try to do an experiment and you look at it and it's like, and then you make something theory to fit that experiment result, then you're like overfitting, you know? Like you're not actually getting what is something that's going to be generalizable and true.
Yeah.
And what's different to what we've done here to be able to crack the code of intelligence compared to what we did normally in science is that we've taken this empirical view where it's like, let's just shove all of the world's information on here, put it through this game and this ability to do this stuff, and then it started to emerge that it was had a semblance of intelligence. The reason why I corrected you between 3 and 3.5 is because that was the point where it started to happen.
Right.
It was in GPT-3. I remember when GPT-3 was released, and that was research only.
When you met GPT-3.
When I met GPT-3. That was when everyone was like, hold on, there's something else about this. You know, it's something a bit more than what it was before. They're no longer just generative pre-trained transformer models, right? It's like, hold on, there's something actually in here. And then when you introduce RLHF, the reinforcement learning with human feedback, that turns it into the chatbot that made 3.5. That really amplified whatever the hell that thing is that is able to make it intelligent.
When was the moment you realized there was something here? Like there was sentience?
Sentience?
Like this
like,
feeling.
I do think it's sentient.
When you like the leap from 3 to 3.5, there was something that you had felt when probing that technology. When you realized like, oh, this thing's actually it's got something there. 3.5 when I first used it, ChatGPT when I first used it blew my mind away. I'm like, holy crap. I asked it to make a
RISC-V CPU emulator that is GPU accelerated, so I could run it faster and hopefully speed up development for that open source and open hardware thing. And it produced something, and I looked at it and I'm like, sort of how I would do it. And this was something that I had in my brain for ages, where it's like, one day I wish I could do that project.
Yeah.
And I just did it. Blew my mind. Then 4 came out. GPT-4 was impressive with its words. 4.0 really impressed me with its ability to get better and smarter. But the one that changed everything for me was 0.1. Because 0.1 was the first thinking model. And that's when I'm like, the thing's alive. The thing is alive.
Right. In terms of, I'm just trying to think about, like, drill down into, when you say, like, just really good at with words, is there a point where you feel like, oh, I'm talking to this thing and it's giving me something more?
What more are we talking about?
Because, like, for me, I use chat as a way to generate code and occasionally like architectural documents, and that's basically about it. And I'm a software person. This is like my evaluation process. For you, there's this underlying understanding of intelligence. Like, is there a sign that or a feeling that you can identify, or an event that you could identify which actually made you feel a particular way about these models?
I assess these models in the same way I assess humans. And it's across the bounds of like their creativity, their knowledge, their honesty, their personality and behavior, their, I suppose, I look for, like I look for in humans, how much density and gravity that I feel that they have in the universe. A person that has amazing presence, they're like the people that I'm usually most attracted to. Like, it's like I feel like they're just a presence. You know, they're strong. I've in fact found that artificial intelligence has been going through waves of that feeling, depending on what model it is. There is natures of, we make it feel like it has that personal gravity, then we get rid of that part. It excels in like its intelligence and creativity this way and that way. And that makes sense by the way that we train these models. And we still have problems of catastrophic forgetting.
Hey.
Oh, hello, I'm recording right now.
Oh,
It's good to see you, Esther.
Cutie.
So they catastrophic forgetting and the pre-training process. It's unlike Hebbian learning. Right? It's a totally different process, so it can understand that we move all over the place that way. And this is where I found, when I said GPT-4 had good writing, it felt nice. It looked nice. It really was good. And the writing of AI has gotten worse and worse, but it's no longer sounds like any other human, because they're no longer writing English, they're no longer decompressing. They have made a representation of language, and they're just translating their internal representation of language into English for us. And obviously it sounds totally different, looks totally different. So there's that bit of gravity of that is lost. But then, I don't know, it's like a beautiful complexity to these intelligences, as there's beautiful complexity to human beings. You're always just trying to search for what's useful and what's good in them. And the thing that I'm feeling for is not anything more than how close they are to being honest to themselves and truth to that themselves. That makes me feel like they're more reliable. That's what I look for. Yeah. Gemini is cracked, for example, go all over the place, you know.
In terms of truth?
Just itself. No, it's sense of self.
Oh, I see.
These entities' sense of self.
Oh, well, it's just dynamic. Just performs differently in many different scenarios.
No. That's people that are dynamic or adaptive still have that gravity. I feel like they've got the gravity to it. But Gemini, it's
just to clarify, are you using a paid version of Gemini?
Yes. Of course. I just use straight APIs because like we're developing and I use all of them all the time, right? I just use them directly.
Well, this is like Gemini Flash at the moment. It's not
There's Gemini 3.1 Pro I've used, Gemini 3.5 Flash.
Yeah.
I've used them. I've used all of them. Gemini is an interesting one. Since Gemini 2, it's been getting. Gemini 2 was okay. Gemini 2.5 was alright. Sometimes it started to get a bit out of hand.
Yeah.
That's when it started to get a bit out of hand. Like, it started doing weird things. And now I don't think they know how to get rid of it or give it its psychological grounding again. Because it was optimized to just traverse to be able to do what? And that's the sort of thing where it's like now when I'm talking with like AI or LLMs, I'm trying to look for that more robustness and groundedness. Since they have become more intelligent and capable, I'm now looking more for that gravity. Before that, when it's like, oh, what was that moment with GPT-4, this and that, I'm really just enjoying the creativity.
So in Meos, we have handpicked a few models.
Yes.
Let's go through each of them.
Oh my God, you're going to tell? Yeah.
So,
I actually just shipped a few new ones.
Alright, so I'm going to hold up, go to AI, and then we got like this new chat, and then from here, we have all of these hand-picked models. We are constantly testing and creating new models in order to update these. Yeah,
they're hand-picked, and so I do have reasons for all of these. So it's actually a really good thing to do. I can tell you, decisions amongst all of them. You want to go through them?
Yeah, let's do them.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start up right up the top. This is structured from like top to bottom, cheapest first.
Yeah. In terms of TFU token cost,
Yeah,
we made one simple unit TFU for everything, so you don't have to worry about tokens being different across them all.
Yes. So if you ever run out of credits, you can just like purchase like a little TFU booster pack.
We think of Thought as bytes. Thought is the new bytes.
Yes.
Thought flow is the new bytes.
Thought flow units. TFUs are thought flows. Okay. So the first one is GPT OSS 120B.
Yes. It is a mixture of experts model. So it's very fast and efficient. It has been trained on a very high quality data set by OpenAI. So it has very good intelligence and performance for its size. Because it's so fast and efficient, it's an excellent like baseline model. And we can provide people a really great experience on that.
That's so
we
speedy.
Also, the other reason is that it runs on Cerebras, which recently went public, by the way. And I got my stocks in Cerebras.
Nice.
So it runs really, really fast. We put it on the extra high reasoning for you as the default. So if you ever look at benchmarks of this and you think it's low, take a look at how it benchmarks with extra high reasoning. And because it's so fast and on Cerebras, it turns out to be great value. It's so good for retrieval. It just makes tool calls and it just goes for it, and you just get an answer. It's like really, really simple stuff, but also kind of intelligent. I was really impressed when somebody told me they're an Opus user only, and then they used Meos OSS 120 billion. They're like, I was really surprised at how good it was, given that it was small. And because we designed everything. But it's good. It's really good for the design.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's so good for just like doing a quick query, and it will just say things how it is. It doesn't think too hard.
It actually thinks a lot. Just so you know.
It feels like it doesn't.
It feels like it doesn't.
It's just like, and here you go.
Yep.
I can see that it's got this eco badge over here.
That's right.
Tell me more.
because it is such a like mixture of experts model, the way it's architected, it is energy efficient, and we are now carbon offsetting it. And more than that, you'll be able to see some documentation very soon on how we do that, and we're going to do it for all of our open source models. And importantly, I will talk in that blog post and that paper about why we do it for the open source models and why open source models are so important. So we can have that clarity of actually how much carbon it uses. And we're probably going to double carbon offset it. So it's not just offset, we're just going to make it go negative. So every time you use that model, you are going to take carbon out of the environment.
This particular model comes default.
And
so,
free tier.
Yeah, and free tier if you're using Meos, so you can use it literally right now. There's actually a few, also some innovations on this model where they can actually stream it into the GPU fully encrypted.
That's awesome.
So we're trying to keep the application as private as possible, but this is like on a hardware level, fully encrypted. So
it's a
really exciting model.
It's a really underrated model amongst the general public. Amongst the technical people, we love it. But we want to give the general public the good stuff, you know.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so Gemini 3.1 Flash.
3.1 Flash is only a little bit more expensive than OSS 120 billion. It has a longer context length, so it is more eager and able to do tool calling on multiple levels. So
context length is like how much information you can put into a chat term.
Yeah. It's a mixture between like your working memory that you have as a person, like, you know, the fact that I know that my plate is here, even if I'm not looking at it, and the fact that I remember what I ordered. So it's got a longer context length, and it is more eager to do multiple tool call turns compared to OSS 120 billion. If OSS 120 billion would just straight away give you an answer. If I want to be like, maybe I want to expand that a little bit more, I just switch it to Gemini 3.1 and it actually searches my data box a bit more.
Okay, let's go for Minimax.
Minimax, that is a good model. The reason why I put it there is it is really collaborative as a personality, actually. Is that what I wrote there?
Yeah, agentic and collaborative.
Yeah, I found that using it to be able to search my data box and ideate and web search it just feels a bit more collaborative. You know?
So you like ideate with it. You're just like giving it more things to think about.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel as sycophantic as Gemini 3.1 as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that one's for ideation. Nemotron 3 Ultra. This is a new one.
I know. I shipped this a couple of days ago.
Cool. By NVIDIA.
Yes, that's right. NVIDIA's new model that they announced at their keynote just recently, right? I included this here because it is state of the art. Like, we're talking about days old, so it's really smart. And it is, they say it's fast, but you know, I guess we're spoiled by OSS 120 billion and how fast things are. It is an efficient and interesting architecture of a model. It has using things that are slightly different to transformers. So it's not all transformer.
Oh, so this is a different thing entirely.
It's a hybrid of different things.
Wow.
Yeah, so I put it in there because I wanted to try it out and test it, honestly.
So if you want to like play around in an experiment.
Yeah, it's what you'll be engaging with there when you work with Nemotron 3 Ultra is frontier intelligence that is an architecture that is not a transformer. And GPT, generative pre-trained transformer, that's how it all began. So this is actually like next generation architecture.
Whoa.
So that's why that one's there.
Wow. Okay. So DeepSeek V4 Pro.
Yes.
Intelligent and great value.
Yes, it is really good value. It's in the middle there of terms of like costing. but it is more intelligent than the open source models that are a bit lower. It's a bit slow. That's something to note. But what I enjoy about the DeepSeek models, DeepSeek's kind of like the foundational model for a lot of these companies, like the architecture of the other open source models as well. So DeepSeek is, you know how I was speaking about gravity? DeepSeek has gravity. Like it has a feeling. When I communicate with DeepSeek, I have a feeling. It feels something. It feels like okay. There's a gravity here. Yeah.
Okay. use DeepSeek if you want to feel.
If you want to feel the gravity,
Feel the gravity. Okay, the next one is Kimi K 2.6.
Yeah, that's right.
Agentic, great for research.
Yes, that's right. It's basically, think of the Minimax, but better.
Okay.
Yep.
GLM 5.1.
Yeah, GLM 5.1 is a great model. It's now a bit older compared to Kimi K 2.6, so it has a bit less world knowledge. But I really enjoy GLM's 5.1's usage of tools. So it's sort of in between how Gemini 3.1 Flash would work and Kimi 2.6. So think of it in between those two and how it behaves. I will note that like these open source Chinese models, they are less sycophantic. Yeah.
What does that say about us?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have no idea.
You've been learning Chinese
I
recently.
have been learning Chinese. Yes. Oh my god! I actually could talk about this. I could talk about this, and it is interesting, but that is definitely another 1 hour conversation.
I'm really excited for this. Yeah, I think the creation of AI could potentially represent how we would like to be handled. You know, like the user experience of an AI could represent how you would like to be handled. So the culture developing that model may steer it differently. We don't know. All right, let's move on. Gemini 3.5 Flash.
Brand new from Google.
Woo.
Yep, it is the smartest from Google. It's fast. It's smarter than Gemini 3 Pro, which is the reason why Gemini 3 Pro isn't on that list.
Right.
So that's part of the
thing. Yeah. I have to try this one out.
Yeah, I think I actually selected, if you selected Gemini 3 Pro in the past, it will automatically switch you.
Cool.
This goes to, I guess, when you're purchasing Meos and you're using Meos, you're buying this knowledge, you're buying our opinion and these decisions to make this easier for you. It's just flat out better. Flat out better. It's smart and it's fast. It is more expensive than what I would hope, which is why I haven't replaced 3.1.
Right.
3.1 is so good for its price.
That makes a lot of sense. Considering that they're probably using some semblance of it in order to aggregate their search results and give you those like Gemini answers. All right, so past this, we get to our flagship models: GPT-4o, GPT 5.2, Claude Sonnet 4.6, Opus, like Claude Opus 4.7, Opus 4.8, which was launched very recently, and then the most expensive model, GPT 5.5.
I know. So I want to start with the important fact that GPT-4o is on there.
Tell me.
That's an old model. It's a model that you can't get on ChatGPT anymore. If you buy ChatGPT, you can't use GPT-4o anymore.
And why do we want to use 4o?
4o is not a thinking model. It's evolved to be a bit different. They kept doing the post training on reinforcement learning with human feedback. it started feeling and getting really smart out of that aspect. It had its troubles and issues in that it started getting very sycophantic. You can totally drive it to be whatever the hell you want. You can make it, it's really good for role playing. That's where like the whole, like, you know, GPT-4o was my husband or wife and people getting married to them. All that stuff that you probably have heard of and remember, that was people using GPT-4o. Yeah. And when OpenAI removed it, there's just was like so much loss and pain, I guess, for those people. And they're always like, bring back 4o, we want something that feels human, blah, 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 this and that, etc. I included it there because I believe we're adults. And I believe that education, and as long as we've got awareness, that we shouldn't moralize or judge and let people use things that they make them feel good. That's basically it. Yeah.
Yes, and we do have this opinionation in Meos where like you're the one in control.
Yeah.
We give you the best, and we care about your experience over
anything.
Like I
actually
don't know.
Anything.
Anything.
Really,
yes,
actually,
yes.
over anything. The extents that we've gone to try and make this good, and like I guess we're gonna do that done right series.
Yes.
The done right series is. There's reasons why people haven't done this, and yeah, we're just crazy enough to do it. Hey.
Yeah.
What's
It's
after
very
4o?
exciting. Oh, it's all of the flagships. I already.
So 5.2,
Yeah, 5.2.
Sonnet, 4.7, 4.8, and 5.5.
Yes.
So I'm going to mention why 4.7 and 4.8 is there. Both of them.
Yeah.
The reason for that is 4.7 is a slight enhancement over 4.6, which was that unit step of intelligence compared to 4.5. And 4.7 was more directed, so it will do what you say, specifically. 4.8 is all of that, but they added the behavior of it is less likely to lie to you.
Okay.
They, in fact, Anthropic put a lot of effort into making sure that it is being honest. And you will see this in Opus 4.8's thinking. It's like, I should be honest, I will do this thing, etc. It starts to say those words back to you more and more. So it's very clear that they included in their post-training step from 4.7 to 4.8 that particular like switch there. And again, we trust your judgment once you're educated to know what you can do and what you want to use. Yeah.
That's a lot of opinionation and difference in results between those two.
Yeah, like there's a element of choosing here to make it easy for everyone to just like get going. And then also, I just don't want to infantilize people.
Absolutely.
I believe that everyone has the ability to learn all this stuff. It's not that bad.
No, so we just like have a list of all of the models, and we have a little description, which is incredibly accurate.
Yeah.
You just pick which one you want.
And I guess if you're confused ever, you can message meos001 from the com box, and you'll like actually be able to talk to us, and we can actually give you opinions.
Us. You will not talk to a chatbot. It is actually us.
We might need to put a chatbot there at some point when we like get busier, but we will review all of it for sure, and that bot will be trained by us and to be able to help us.
Yeah, but like if you download it now, as in like when we're posting
like right
this,
now,
you'll get us.
While our food goes cold.
All right.
That was awesome.
Thanks, talk
mate.
about one more thing.
Oh, you want to talk about one more thing? All right.
One more thing. So you mentioned tool calling.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So what is that?
So people may know that LLMs, they produce words, and they can now, I guess, see that it starts to do web searches. A web search is a tool call. It calls an external server, or rather, more importantly, the LLM responds back in the system, and the system has to be able to see that that response is run a function. And then that system then calls an external server to do a web search. It comes back and spits it back. We should do a whole thing on MCP at some point as well. Machine copy paste.
Sounds good.
The tool calling that we have in Meos and on the Meos system, there are some unique tools that we've given it, and we've put a lot of effort into being able to make Meos, this phone app. The reason why it's an operating system is that it's actually a whole application kernel, and it's AI native. So the AI is able to read through your data box or have functions and tools that it can go through there and synthesize all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so it's just like going ahead and finding the correct information for what you need.
That's right.
At the time.
It's like it knows how to use your computer.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
Yeah.
Like it knows how to run commands. It knows how to run the commands within Meos. There's some really cool hyper-technical stuff about how we can extend that with our sentience protocol and MCP and all that sort of stuff, where you can extend its capability of this brain. But tool calling ultimately is the magic that allows things to be relevant and contextual to you, so that the results are much, much better, and you don't have to like copy and paste context in. Like memories are all handled.
Yeah.
It searches your memories for you. And I want to say importantly about Meos is that the level of privacy in this compared to anything else you're going to be using is probably unparalleled. All of the data is on your phone. All of our cloud providers, we have zero data retention policies with. By default, you cannot get a provider from us. We won't. There's a reason why Grok isn't there. XAI don't provide zero data retention. So everything you use there, they're not retaining data at all. And I mean, like not even for like 30 days.
Chat experiences do not delete your data. I looked into this. It's really scary.
Yeah, the whole soft delete anyway, where it's like, maybe we deleted it.
No, they actually have to hold on to it for legal reasons.
The reason why you can use these models in zero data retention is that we're effectively providing what is enterprise level contracts for you guys. The same with our web search. The web search on there is using Brave web search, zero data retention.
Yes.
So all of these tool callings, all of these things, everything like going over your chats, all of that is all private.
Exactly.
And this is tool calling is part of the reason why we have OSS 120 billion feeling so much smarter, because it gets the right context.
And that's what you need, really.
Yeah.
Like, it just needs to know things. AI just needs to know things.
Just got context.
You have to tell it what it needs to know.
Yeah.
So zero data retention, it's enterprise level contracts. Basically, we're just saying like you deserve the best.
Yeah, and if you're really nerdy, you can actually host something locally your own and put your own endpoint in.
Oh yeah, you can. You can
We
use
support
like
that as
your
well.
own like Olama locally run LLM if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should eat. Hey.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Good.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.